Hi again.
Hello.
From Darren and Susan with Retired Time to Cruise. Look at our new background.
We decided to switch things up and do something different. So instead of the blank wall behind us with a couple of ornaments, we're going with a background scene.
Now, we're going to be talking about Juneau, Alaska today, so I'm not sure that...
Well, the blue octopus.
Anyway, I hope you enjoy the new scene, and we are going to talk about Juneau, Alaska today.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
Today's video is about some interesting topics to explore while in Juneau, Alaska. Juneau, Alaska is an amazing port on an Alaska cruise. This year in 2025, 837 ships are scheduled to stop at Juneau, Alaska.
Yes, they are. Juneau, Alaska offers a rich mix of nature and culture and history and unique places to visit.
It sure does. Juneau is Alaska's capital city, but you can't drive to it.
You can only get there by boat or by plane. I always thought Anchorage was the capital of Alaska, but it's not. It is Juneau.
That's an interesting thing. Just like California, everybody thinks Los Angeles or San Francisco, but no, it's Sacramento. They're hiding their capitals.
The isolation of Juneau gives it a really small town feel despite it being the capital city. That's one of the unique things about the city.
It is, and I find that with most Alaska stops, this one especially, because it is the capital city and it is secluded. You can't get there by car.
There are many interesting places to visit in Juneau. Two of them that come to mind are...
the Red Dog Saloon. Now this has been serving customers since Juneau began.
And the other one that's highlighted is Tracy's Crab Shack.
Now I don't think that one's been around since Juneau started. Juneau is known for its gold mining history, and they have the Last Chance Gold Mining Museum in town.
And it's full of all kinds of relics from the gold rush, the Klondike Gold Rush.
And I believe that's the one where you can pan for gold right behind the museum.
There are gold panning excursions offered in Juneau. Another interesting thing to do in Juneau is visit the Mount Roberts Tramway. From the top, you can see fjords and forests and all kinds of wonderful things.
At the top of the tramway, high above Juneau, they have an eagle sanctuary, and you get time to hike around and look at some of the flora and fauna there. Similar to Ketchikan, Juneau has a rich Tlingit native culture.
You'll see aspects of the Tlingit culture everywhere around Juneau, from the totem poles to the Sea Alaska Heritage Center. At that Heritage Center, you can learn about the Tlingit history, art, culture, and traditions.
Juneau is known as the whale-watching capital of Alaska.
I always think of Alaska being orcas to see, but it's humpback whales that are very common in Alaska from May through September. And they display a unique hunting technique of bubble net hunting, where they blow bubbles to trap the fish so that they can feed on them.
Another thing in Juneau is Haunted Juneau. They have ghost stories and spooky tales as you wander through the old buildings.
I'm sure Juneau was the one where we actually saw the Sasquatch sign.
I believe you're right. Apparently, the Alaskan hotel is haunted by a miner's wife. What if it was an old man's wife?
As opposed to a miner. Another very haunted spot apparently is the Juneau Douglas City Museum. It's got all kinds of spirits lingering around and haunting there.
One thing you can't forget about when you're in Juneau is the Mendenhall Glacier. You can easily walk to the Mendenhall Glacier and see the water flow out from the glacier down the hill and into the river.
There are all kinds of excursions to the Mendenhall Glacier. We chose to walk, but there are buses that will take you to the interpretive center. You can take kayak tours, there's hiking tours, there's all kinds of ways to enjoy the glacier. It is a fairly long walk. I think it was almost an hour to walk from the ship to the interpretive center, but it was well worth the visit.
If you choose a hiking adventure, you might see the mystery of a Devil's Club plant.
I guess it grows all around Juneau. It's kind of spiky and weird looking, but it is central in a lot of native tales.
Once again, Susan and I are going to present some shore excursions available in Juneau on the Viator site.
We are affiliates and we have got links in the description below. As we did with our Ketchikan video, we are going to present them from the lowest price as they go up. We're not telling you every tour that's available, just a few of them because there are hundreds.
The first up is a Juneau City tour. Now, Susan and I have walked all around Juneau and found it well worthwhile. This is an actual bus and tour guide tour, which will sure to give you all of the details and a lot less exercise.
The next tour we wanted to feature was the Mendenhall Glacier Express Tour. This gives you 2 hours at the Mendenhall Glacier Interpretive Center, so you can wander around. There are hiking trails that you can explore while you're there, and you will ride there on the blue bus on the Mendenhall Express Tour.
Now, there's a lot of good places to take pictures along that trail system they have at the Mendenhall Glacier. As well, for those that are mobility challenged, there's lots of good photo ops right from the visitors center out across the river and up into the glacier to take pictures. What would a trip to Alaska be without a gold mining and panning adventure? This hour-and-a-half tour takes you around to some spots and you get to pan for gold. The best part, you get to keep all the gold you could find. You might pay for your cruise.
Or not.
You just never know.
They'll bring you to Gold Creek and Last Chance Basin, where a period-dressed guide will help you pan for your own gold.
Another exciting tour would be the Alaskan Native Tour and Tram. And in this tour, you get a tram ride up to the village.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Another really interesting sounding tour is Brews and Views. It's about 4 hours, 3 hours and 45 minutes and change, and you get to go to 3 craft breweries in Juneau.
And it's a little bit of sightseeing at the same time. So this does sound like a lot of fun. Now, in the whale watching capital of the world, of course we're going to show you a whale watching tour. The one we're featuring is a narrated whale watching cruise with views of the Mendenhall Glacier.
Now this whale watching tour takes a little over 4 hours, so again, make sure when you're on the ship you figure out what time you need to be back. All of the whale watching tours sell out very quickly, so if you're going to Alaska this year, I'd be booking my whale watching now. Another tour that caught our eye is the Alpine Segway Wilderness Tour. Now this is with off-road segways, and they take you basically on the winter cross-country Nordic ski trails around and through to look at the flora and the fauna.
Maybe that's where you'll see that Devil's Club route, whatever.
Maybe that's where you'll see a Sasquatch too. You never know what you're gonna find.
When Darren and I were walking to and from seeing the glacier, we went out on some of the walking trails, and they have a vast array of trails to go on, and we did meet various groups of guided hiking tours.
What trip to Alaska wouldn't be complete without a sled dog journey?
This excursion is the Sled Dog Discovery in Juneau. And when you go there, you'll get to meet puppies.
And they take you on a 1-mile dry track loop. So basically you ride in a rubber-tired cart behind a team of huskies.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and it's not that cold.
That's right, way warmer than sled dogging in the snow.
Now, we've featured some other fishing adventures in Ketchikan, but now that we're talking about Juneau, there's actually a Juneau shore fishing shuttle and gear. So they'll take you out for an hour and 45 minutes, and you can fish in the creeks to try and catch some Alaska fish.
Now that does sound like a fun adventure to me. There's nothing better, and especially if you get seasick on a small fishing boat, than getting a little fishing in from shore.
I like how it says in the description that you can go fishing while your wife goes shopping.
Yeah.
It could cost about the same either way.
Another excellent tour is the Tracy Arm Fjord and Glacier Tour. Now this one, depending on when your ship gets in and leaves, it is an all-day tour, but it looks packed full of up-close glacier watching.
And it'll be away from the crowds that go to the Mendenhall Glacier. There are all kinds of tours to the Mendenhall Glacier. There's canoes and kayaks and hikes and all kinds of tours at Mendenhall. But the Tracy Arms, Fjords, and Glaciers is going to be away from the crowds.
That's right. So if you don't want crowds or those other tours are sold out, this one is less likely to sell out because it is very timing dependent on your cruise ship.
Yes, 7 hours going to the fjords and glaciers on this tour. That's a long day.
A very long day. So again, make sure you have enough time in your shore excursions from the cruise ship to be able to fit this in.
If you're up for another adventure that's a little more out of the way, you can take a Norris adventure, which is a combination of seaplane, paddling, and a hike on the glacier.
That's right. The Norris Glacier is a ways away out of Juneau, and again, like going to the other one, it gives you something other than the Mendenhall Glacier to look at, and as we said, the close-up tours do sell out quickly, so this might be your best opportunity to see a glacier up close.
Now, of course, being that it includes a seaplane ride, it is starting to get on the pricier end of these excursion opportunities.
The last tour we're going to highlight is a float plane in to look at Waterfall Creek Brown Bear viewing area. Now, because the viewing is by a creek, you get to watch the bears catch and eat salmon. Now this is a very exciting thing to see, and the bears, again, they're way more interested in salmon than you. It is a 6-hour day, so again, very important to know your cruise ship timing when you book this tour.
But you also get to ride in a float plane again, so it should be really exciting if this is something you choose to do.
That's for sure.
So that is the tours, the shore excursions that we'd like to feature that are available on viator.com. Again, the links are in the comments. I hope that you found this video interesting and informative.
That's right. And remember, if your ship's shore excursions sell out, there are always tours, or hopefully there's always tours available on shore.
If you found this video useful or informative, please
Like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
and remember, tick that little notification bell so you'll know when our next video is released in the Alaska series.
We have 3 or 4 more of the Alaska excursion videos coming out, but they might be done from our next cruise ship because we are leaving in 3 weeks' time to float in the Pacific.
Bye now.
Thanks for watching.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail around in floating hotels of every brand. We're retired and it's time to cruise. Come and join us or watch our YouTubes.